Whether you're someone like me who's well into specialty coffee or someone just starting out, you might have something like this in your pantry. It's a dark roasted Arabica, maybe from Colombia, and if you're lucky, they'll tell you how they processed it. However, using specialty coffee techniques, brewing techniques, you often don't get very good cups. They're often bitter, dark, and toasty. For many people, it could feel like just taking a step back from where you first started as you're getting into coffee. So here's something that I want you to try out. These bitter notes often come at the end of an extraction. To test this out for yourself, one thing you could do is to brew using a common V60 recipe. Here I'm using 15 grams to 250 grams, using a 5-pour method of 50 grams each with a 30-second bloom. Now I poured 150 grams. I'm going to switch this out. 2, 3. And then pour in the last two, 50 grams each, 100 grams into this cup. So that's 50. Then the last 50. Okay, that's just about done. Okay, that's 3 minutes. So this is my first pour, my first 3 pours, and these are the last 2 pours, and you can already see how different they are just in terms of color, which means that most of your coffee was actually extracted in your first 3 pours as compared to your last 2. And I'd suggest you to give your last 2 pours a bit of a taste. So this is quite bitter. There's a bit of sweetness, which means that I could be using a few more pours before I think about what I want to do with my coffee. But a lot of you would find this quite bitter and not so pleasant. A number of you would actually quite like to drink this, especially those of you who prefer your coffees more bitter. Give this one a taste as well. And you'll find that it's packed with flavor. The difference now is, and the question is, how should you use this? I recommend that you use the last 2 pours directly on the cup that you extracted instead. This is a sort of bypass that would allow you to get rid of those unwanted flavors that ended up in this cup instead. So here, let's have a taste of what I just made. So this is really sweet. It's quite dilute. To be honest, I could go ahead with using 4 pours here and bypassing with 50. But overall, it's an approachable cup. It's easy, simple, and you don't have to do much to your recipe. This technique simply follows the principle that your bitter notes get extracted at the later part of your brew, which means you can simply omit that part and replace it with other things such as water or ice. You can hold off from the milk for now. You could also try out this technique using other brew methods like the AeroPress, and in fact, I believe it was from an AeroPress recipe that I sort of thought about doing this to my coffee. There are other factors, of course, that you could consider if your brew is still quite poor tasting, such as the quality of your grinder, the grind size, and maybe even really just the quality of the coffee. Sometimes the culprit could be your water, but that's something I haven't really delved into. I've been using tap water, boiled to 100 degrees. And other people often try using lower temperatures to reduce the amount of bitters extracted during their pour. So there are a lot of things to try out, don't give up just yet. And it's a lot of fun tasting even that disgusting coffee that you just prepared. In my case, I personally use this type of coffee for espressos. It's quite enjoyable, especially as a traditional espresso. But I think a lot of people would have coffee like this on their countertops or gifted to them, especially when they're first getting into coffee and trying different techniques out. Although it's inappropriate, it doesn't mean it's impossible to use or extract. So give it a try. So let me know if that was helpful, maybe down in the comment section. You could also subscribe as well if you like this kind of content. Anyway, that's it for now. Have a nice day.